Good morning, everyone. Today, me, Jiya, Manya, and Sidh are going to talk about two historical events, and those two are Holocaust and Sati. These are two historical events that have made us to, that have taught us a lesson. So let's get to it and hope you like it.
Introduction to Holocaust. In the course of the Second World War, the Nazis murdered nearly 6 million European Jews. This genocide is called the Holocaust. The Nazis came to power in Germany in January 1933. They believed that the Germans belonged to a race that was superior to all others. They claimed that the Jews belonged to a race that was inferior and a threat to the so-called German racial community. In 1933, the Jewish population of Europe stood at over 9 million. Most European Jews lived in countries that Nazi Germany would occupy or influence during World War II. By 1945, the Germans and their allies and collaborators killed nearly 2 out of every 3 European Jews as part of the final solution. The final solution was the Nazi policy to murder the Jews of Europe. During the era of the Holocaust, German authorities also persecuted other groups because of their perceived racial and biological inferiority. These included Roma, Gypsies, people with disabilities, some of the Slavic peoples, Poles, Russians, and others, Soviet prisoners of war, and black people. German authorities persecuted other groups on political, ideological, and behavioral grounds. Among them were communists, socialists, Jehovah's Witnesses, and homosexuals.
So, guys, as we all know that Hitler showed no mercy to anyone, as my partner told what happened in Holocaust, and it had a severe impact on Jewish race. I'm going to talk about three Holocaust survivors. All of them mentioned Auschwitz. Auschwitz was a main center, you can say, where he had concentration camps, and it had a big gas chamber. One of the Holocaust survivors had a twin. She told that her sister, when they survived Holocaust after years and years of the Holocaust, uh, years and years after the Holocaust, her sister had a lung failure because her lungs were not developed well. Her sister's lungs were just like a 10 years old girl's lung, 10 years old child's lung. Her lungs did not develop. We still don't know what Hitler injected people with. We still don't know what the components were and what kind of experiments he held on other people. But Hitler injected this lady with some of the component that made her lungs to not develop and stay as a 10 years old child lungs. After that lady had her third child, she had a lung failure and was about to die, but her sister donated her one lung, and after years and years of suffering, she died of cancer in her bladder. This is so horrible. This is Holocaust is just about misery of people and their suffering. We cannot even imagine if something like this happens to us. We cannot even imagine what we could have, even if we could have survived such things. So with this, we will end about our topic Holocaust. Thank you, guys.
Sati was a Hindu practice in which a widow immolates herself on the funeral pyre of her husband.
Abolition of Sati in India. Various campaigns were initiated against the Sati practice by the various Christian missionaries. However, the Raja Ram Mohan Roy is said to be the man behind the abolition of this social evil. In the year 1829, Sati was banned for the first time by the Bengal provincial government, which was later followed by the other provincial as well as princely states. Queen Victoria in the year 1861 imposed a general ban on the sati practice in India. Presently, the Commission of Sati Prevention Act 1987 is in force. The act seeks to prevent the sati practice within the territory of the India. The act prohibits the forced as well as involuntary burning or the burning alive of a widow and also prohibits the glorification of sati.